What I do on Saturdays is just hang out with the family. My mom and dad pretty much go to every game, so with our Sunday practices, we don't have tons of time on Sunday to spend with them. So Saturday, my key priorities, just hanging out with the family and spending time with them. They made the trip, so I appreciate that.
What's going through your mind as you step up to kick that 60-yarder?
Oh man, to be honest, I went up there and I wasn't really nervous at all, just because I knew, going into that kick, no one's really expecting me to make it. So the way I look at it is, just go out there and have some fun and just enjoy the moment. If it goes in, it goes in. If not, oh well.
They tried to ice you, and I saw you laughing on camera. Is that something that just doesn't even faze you anymore?
I always I like to say is, calling a timeout before a kick, kind of helps me out a little bit. Lets me enjoy the moment a little bit. We got in a couple laughs with Gilbertson and the front guys up front, and I enjoy the moment, and it just gives you more time to get more comfortable in the field. So I don't really mind the whole timeout before the field goal thing.
Did you hear from any of the past kickers at Washington State after making that 60-yarder? And college, you guys talk at all?
I didn't hear any guys that had been here, a while ago, but I did hear from Nico Grasu and Zach Henier, actually, the guys who were here my freshman year. So, I had a relationship with them, and they all, gave me their congrats, and it was good hearing from them. So.
What did Gilby say to you after they called the timeout?
Gilby actually came up to me. He cracked a smile and he goes, "Oh, they're calling a timeout. They must actually think you can make it." And I actually, I like that because, I told Gilby too, let's just go out and have fun this whole year. That's kind of our approach to every kick. Just go out and have fun. Life's too short to take it that serious. So, go out and enjoy the moment when you have it, and just soak it all in.
You watched the replay of it since? Or?
Yeah, actually, we always record the games at our house. All my roommates are on the team, so we like to go back and rewatch it sometimes. And I watched it with my parents, a couple of my roommates, and we had a good time just cracking up, watching my celebration. And I enjoyed making fun of myself a little bit, so it was a good time.
Anything you would have changed about it, or was it just about right?
Nothing. I don't look back at it and say I wish I changed anything. That's just kind of me, and I think that shows off my personality. Where I was kind of surprised, but I was so excited at the same time. Where I didn't really care what people think. I'm just going to go out and enjoy the moment and be me. So.
Who do you live with? Who are your roommates?
I actually live with the two LaFossa brothers, Brent Anderson, and who's an O-lineman, and Gordy Anderson, who's kind of helping out with the team coach this year.
Kind of a jerk move from David Akers showing off with that 63-yarder.
I know, right? Yeah, I heard when I got home. I actually heard that the Clemson kicker hit a 61 too. Everyone's like, "Dude, that's a bummer." They took away your thunder, but I don't really care. I think it's really cool. I'm really happy for kickers. When you hit a 60+ yarder, that's something to be proud of. Kickers representing across the country, so that's awesome. And Akers a pro. I kind of expect that from him. So.
Having connected on a 60-yarder, how much deeper do you think you can go now?
Oh, I'll be honest, it's not something I really think about. I'm just going to go out and try to hit the ball as well as I can every time, and it doesn't really matter where the distance is. And if it happens to be further, then awesome. If not, then oh well. So.
What kind of reception have you gotten from the public, whether it be texts and tweets and things like that?
Yeah, I got a lot of texts from friends and stuff and family and congratulating me, and Facebook that kind of blew up a little bit. Twitter too. So it's pretty crazy, but it's exciting. To kind of get all the congratulations from people, and I really appreciate it. And
What's been different this year? It seems like special teams is more of an emphasis, and you can see the improvement from a coaching standpoint. And you guys, how different is it from years past?
Well, it's kind of taken on from the team, and coach. A lot of it's due to Coach Russell and his approach to special teams, and last year was a little bit embarrassing, with how our special teams play was, and that's something we take on as a team, and we take pride in special teams, and it's something that has a huge impact in the game, and Coach Russell's kind of been preaching and about how important it is, and as specialists, especially, we want to go out and help our team win games, and if that's when Bolin hitting great punts, like he did yesterday. I think he averaged almost 50 yards, so stuff like that. We take that as specialists, as we take pride in it and helping win games for our team.
How much more are you going to put into a kick like that? And what's the technique of it? Because obviously you don't want to, you might hit it 60 yards, you might hit it 30 yards left too.
Yeah, that's right. my mental approach kind of going into that was, this is far, so I got to hit it good. And but I didn't really go out there saying, hey, I have to crush this thing. I always kind of go out with the same mindset every kick. It's just do my thing. It's I always like to have the same kick. Whether it's from an extra point or 60 yards. I go out with the same technique. And I think that's what great kickers do, and people that are successful kickers, they go out with the same mindset on every kick. And that's my what I try to do when I go out for kicks.
Can you talk about your role as a leader on this team?
I think that's a little bit due to the coaching staff too, and kind of they've lifted me up a little bit on the team, and I think my approach to that is I'm just going to go out and help this team win, and I can't really speak for guys on the team, but I just like the way I approach things is on workouts, whatever it is, I'm only a kicker, and sure, I don't have to be in great shape, to go out in a game, and I don't have to do all this extra stuff with the team that everyone else does, but I'm going to go out and do it because I want the team to be able to rely on me, when the game's on the line. They need a big kick, and I think guys, that's what they respect is I'm going out to help the team win, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I have the respect for my teammates.
How much sweeter did it make it just? Well, I guess it wasn't technically the game winner, but it ended up being that much more important as the game went on.
Yeah, that's I didn't really look at it throughout the game was hey, my kick is going to be the difference in this game. I was kind of bummed. I went out there, I missed that 40-yarder, and that's a kick I know I can make, and that's honestly the thing that went through my head more was that 40-yard kick. You got to move on from kicks, and the 60-yarder included. And as a kicker, I got to go out and make sure I hit field goals for my team, and that 40-yarder would have been very important. Looking at the score, and a touchdown difference would have been great. Instead of 4 points where a touchdown wins it. So, I got to go make sure I go out and move on from kicks. Miss or make, and that's what's going to be important for me helping this team win.
They brought in Mike Bolin. Did that kind of push you in the offseason, and did them sending you out the 60-yard kick? He's known for his leg. Was that kind of a vote of confidence for you and what you're doing? Yeah, and they bring Bolin in, and I know exactly why they brought Bolin in. He's a great kicker. Kid's got the strongest leg I've ever seen. And he's a great specialist, and I'm really glad they did bring him in, because he did push me, and as a kicker you do like when they bring people in sometimes though too, because it makes it makes you work for everything you have, and like I said the other day, being a kicker is kind of a place where you got a short lifespan, where you gotta perform, or there's always someone behind you trying to push you, and I respect that, and I'm glad Bolin's on the team, and I'm glad to have him.
How has your relationship with Coach Russell changed from when you first got here to now?
Oh, Coach Russell, great guy. It's pretty funny. The first time we met, I was like, wow, this guy's intense, but he just kind of comes from the South, being in the SEC, and that's it's a big deal. Football's a grown man's sport down there. So first impression was like, holy crap, this guy's intense. But he's really definitely worn on me. This whole coaching staff is great. And Russell, he's loosened up a little bit. But I think that's just more where he's getting a little bit more comfortable with the players he knows, and he knows he's got players that can go out and perform for him on special teams.
Hanson's 62-yarder, I guess, happened at UNLV.
Yeah. That's something people told me about, and knowing that we're going to play at UNLV, I knew I'd get some crap about that. But I think that's something that's pretty cool, and 62 yards, that's an impressive kick if I'm concerned. So I'm not really going into the game hoping I get it or expecting it to happen. I'm just going to go out and try to make some kicks for the team.
Questions on the line for Andrew?
A couple of weeks ago when Coach Leach was talking about your being named a captain, he referred to a talk that you gave the team, or when you guys were asked to get up and talk or whatever. He said it seemed to resonate with people. Can you kind of address what you said exactly, what that was about?
Yeah, first of all, I was really honored for Coach to have me come up and talk for the team. It's not one of those things that you're really asked to do too often as a kicker. And I guess my message to the team was, is just being pretty straightforward, you know, and it's pretty much what I said was, the past is the past, and the future's now, and we got to enjoy the future now and the present, and we got to move on. And the thing is too is I told them, we all busted our tails in the off season, and midnight maneuvers, hands down, probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And all the guys on the team, you ask them about it, they can probably agree with me on that. And what I pretty much just said was, we've worked too hard for 4-win seasons, and we've put the work in. Let's be confident as a team, as a whole. Let's just go out there and do what we want to do, and let's go out and have fun, and win some games. And that's just something I'm sure everyone on the team wanted to hear, and something they believe in too.
And also, you don't necessarily have the traditional kickers build. Does that weigh at all in the dynamics of kicking or the technique, or how does that help or hurt?
I don't think body structure really has a whole lot to do with it. And I always enjoy the kind of the fun people throw at me with my body type. And that to me, I don't really mind. I am who I am. And when it comes to body size, kickers, it really goes down to technique, and I think mental edge has a lot to do with it more than anything. And there's a lot of skinny guys out there that can kick just bombs. You look at the Clemson kicker, hit the 61. He's a pretty thin guy. So and you look at Janikowski. He's got a cannon too, and he's a pretty big guy too. So I don't think body size has a whole lot to do with it. I think it's more like your mental approach and your technique.
And finally, was there ever a time when you played another position, like at Burlington, or?
Yeah, actually, my first year playing football was my freshman year in high school, and I didn't want to kick at first. I was like, I don't want to kick. I play soccer, so I actually want to play football. Hit some people. And I was actually I played some tight end and some DN, but didn't get a whole lot of playing time. You could say I was a bench warmer, I guess.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other questions on the line for Andrew? All right, thank you guys.
Just real quick, do you have aspirations?